Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of my midlife crisis, where instead of buying a Corvette and chasing supermodels, I've invested way too much time and money into camera gear. I did buy a motorcycle though, but I'm selling that to get more camera gear. A big thanks to my buddy from Akiro Productions for getting me set down that path of self-destruction. He's gonna be helping me out with today's video because he hates my video quality and I hate his writing skills, so we figured we'd team up and help each other out when it came to our YouTube channels. If you're interested in checking his stuff out, his username is ThatLocalGuitarist on YouTube, where he spends far too much time and money on musical equipment. Now, if you followed me down the rabbit hole of photography, you know that having a good, reliable camera body is important, but almost anybody in the business will tell you that the glass that you attach to that body is the most important part. When I first started in photography, I was very interested in street photography, so when I bought the Viltrox 85 1.8, I had no idea what to do with this thing, and I impulse bought it because my buddy was selling some extra stuff out of his camera bag. All I knew is that it made me look super cool and professional when I attached it to my Sony a7 III. Now, this lens sat unused in my bag for almost 9 months, before I decided to force myself to use this thing. And shortly thereafter, I decided it was probably my favorite lens to use. In fact, since I put it on, it's barely left my camera. And when I did the travel episode to Washington, D.C., it was the only lens I carried with me through town. New or used, lenses can be stupid expensive. So when I see the budget options, I'm always very suspicious of them because it really sucks to dump a bunch of money into something that falls flat on its face. Coming in around $300 to $400, this lens is not exactly cheap in that sense, but when you compare it to other lenses in the same focal length, say from Sigma or maybe the Sony G Master, it is a far more affordable option. You might be able to find it even cheaper on Marketplace or from a buddy like I did. Luckily, the Viltrox 85 1.8 doesn't miss a step when it comes to its performance. In fact, it's recently taken over my entire life. The lens is razor sharp, which is perfect for portrait photography. And with a large aperture, it performs well even in low light situations. If I'm shooting portraits, you best believe that this lens is on my camera and it's doing more work than any of my other lenses. When I shoot on portrait or travel projects, other photographers are both pleased and shocked that this is a Viltrox lens. This thing is rock solid with its build quality. It does not feel cheap or easily broken. This lens is heavier than other 85mm I've used because it's made of metal. What kind of metal? I don't know, man. Metal's heavy, and if you're looking for a lighter lens, this is not the one you want. Other people who have reviewed this lens have mentioned that they had issues with focus breathing on it, and I think they might just have trouble with breathing in general because I don't know what they're talking about. I've never had that issue. The autofocus on this thing is quick AF. This bad boy even has a USB port where you can plug into it and feed updates right to it. When I first got it, it had trouble with making noise when it was autofocusing. Ever since I've updated it, I have not had that struggle at all. With a wide aperture of 1.8, this lens allows you to get great bokeh. So even if you're shooting on a crowded street, you can blow out the background and focus on your subject that you want. Now keep in mind, the version I have is the Gen 1. I haven't had a chance to get my hands on the Gen 2 yet, but if it performs even half as well as the Gen 1, I think it's a solid buy. Viltrox has really stepped up their game the last few years when it comes to their lens quality. My buddy has a 24mm that I absolutely love and can't wait to get my hands on to review it for this channel. It's nice to see a third party like Viltrox coming in with some quality competition for some of the more popular brands to compete with. I mean, it keeps them on their toes and it always improves quality. Is it a perfect lens? No, it's not. Are there other options out there that are better? I don't know because I can't afford them. But if you want a badass lens for less than 500 bucks, I would point you in the direction of the Viltrox 85mm 1.8. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and checking out my review of the Viltrox 85 1.8. If you liked what you saw here, please think about subscribing, liking, commenting. I don't know, buy something from my store. Anyways, I have plenty more content that you can check out, and hopefully I hear from you guys soon.